Could new DNA testing identify who killed 8 people in the infamous Colonial Parkway murders? Family members tell us that's what they are hoping.
The problem is, after more than a year of pleading for new tests, they say all they've seen are delays. Investigative reporter Laura Geller joins us with an investigation you'll see only on 13 News Now.
For law enforcement today, DNA testing is standard. It's used to get convictions that put killers and rapists away for years. But this is forensic technology in 2017. Back in 1986, when Kathy Thomas and Rebecca Andowski were brutally murdered on the Colonial Parkway, the science was almost unheard of.
31 years ago, park rangers found the bodies of Kathy Thomas and her girlfriend, Rebecca Andowski, inside Kathy's Honda Civic on the Colonial Parkway. It's a day her brother Bill will never forget.
We didn't know very much at the beginning.
Initially, the family was relieved the discovery was made on federal property.
We thought that was a good sign right from the beginning that the Federal Bureau of Investigation would handle the case from there on out.
But circumstances change over time. In the next 3 years, the families of 6 other people came to know the grief the Thomases were feeling. Collectively, their killings are known as the Colonial Parkway Murders. For Bill, time also changed perspective.
Dealing with the FBI has been incredibly frustrating.
That frustration came to a head about a year and a half ago. Bill wrote this letter to the FBI formally requesting new testing on hairs found in his sister's hand during her autopsy. The hope is examining those hairs and other samples collected in Kathy's car with today's science could find a match to a killer or killers.
The state of the art was significantly different back then.
The family even offered to raise money for testing at a private lab like Bodie in Northern Virginia if the lab at Quantico was too busy with other priorities.
So a year and a half later, has the FBI done any testing that you know of on those hairs?
Disappointingly, no. We are constantly reminded that we are the lowest possible priority.
We pushed the FBI for answers, asking very specific questions, including if any of the forensic samples have been tested with newer technology, and why wouldn't the FBI allow an outside lab to perform the tests. We received this statement in which a spokesperson calls the case an active investigation. It does not acknowledge specific testing, but says a number of items are currently being reviewed at the FBI lab in Quantico. It goes on to say, maintaining the integrity of evidence and the chain of custody is a very high priority for the FBI and is integral to all investigations.
So for now, the families are once again left at a crossroads. But Bill hopes people still haunted by the Parkway murders know while they have lost much, they have not lost perspective.
We're not saying that our 28 to 31-year-old case is more important than a case, something terrible that would happen tomorrow. But what is very frustrating is we feel like we're constantly being told to get back in line, and no one's been standing in this line longer than my family has.
We followed up with the FBI because we wanted to know if there is a difference between items being reviewed versus tested, and again, if an outside lab is being considered. A spokesperson responded she can only speak generally because the case is active and ongoing, but she wants to reassure the community and the families the FBI is engaging resources and actively investigating. Laura Geller, 13 News Now.